Jordan Carleo-Evangelist, congratulations on being one of our 40 under 40s. What does it mean to you to be a rising star?
That's exciting, you know. I mean, one thing you learn working around, state government, the legislature, is that there's a lot of like really energetic young people. So, it's an honor and it's exciting because it could go to a lot of people. I mean, you could probably have, 100 or 150 people under 40 every year. So it's neat. I appreciate it.
Journalist to journalist, do you feel like we rarely get recognized for our work?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you don't want to get recognized. It usually means someone's mad at you,
That's true.
Which may mean you're doing
Maybe
good.
Honored is a better word.
Right, yeah. No, it's exciting. I mean, I think that we're sort of like conditioned to be in the background, and to not be a part of the story or not be out front. And so at first it's a little bit sort of disorienting to, when I was being interviewed for the profile, to be on the other end of it. But it's exciting and I appreciate it.
Yeah, you find yourself being like, wow, my quotes are horrible.
Right.
It's like, how can I massage that and make it better? What advice would you give to someone who was thinking about trying to get a career in journalism, particularly in political journalism, going?
I think it's really easy these days to get intimidated by the fact that the industry is in a lot of turmoil and it's easy to think, well, the jobs aren't out there, but the jobs are there, and anybody who is smart and wants to work hard, which is a lot of people, do it, because you'll find a niche for yourself. As the industry is changing, there's so many different things that you can be good at and find a job in journalism, whether it's like multimedia or video, things like that, and so there's so many jobs available, and I just say do it because the jobs are there and it's the most fun job you could have in the world.
And obviously at the Times Union, you have this really large platform, such a well-respected newspaper. What would you like people who you call up, whether you're interviewing them or they're flacks, what would you like them to understand about your side of the business that would maybe help them?
I think that, I always say this, especially when you're covering political campaigns, and it seems harsh when you say it, but I always say to them, like, listen, I really don't care who wins, All I'm trying to do is try and just explain where you're coming from and why you're running. And, almost any story you could write is almost analogous to a political campaign because there are multiple sides and there's usually tension and confrontation. And I just like them to understand sort of what our role in the process is, which isn't really to pick sides. It's just to sort of, as best we can, explain what are usually kind of pretty complex and pretty important issues in a way that that's not only understandable, but makes them relevant to people who need to know about them. And I think that's the most valuable thing we can do.
And you have a great love for Albany politics, Albany history. What is it that keeps you interested day in and day out in this endless 24/7 news cycle and grind?
Well, it's like you almost always have a moment every day where you find something out that you're like, you didn't know, but you're like, I should have known that. Or how did I not know that, And it's always a fun moment because it kind of like rocks your world for about 35, 40 seconds. And you sort of like work every day for that moment. Sometimes it happens early, sometimes it happens late. And there's, I've been here 10 years now, and I probably know like, not even a tenth of all the things I could possibly, less than that likely, than I should know. And that's what keeps you interested, is that there's always more to learn.
Do you think that it's frustrating that, you wish that you knew in your first year reporting what you know in year 10, but it seems like institutional memory is such a large part of the equation for us. And, it can be difficult to both be focused on the here and now and have that larger global perspective at the same time.
It really is. You don't obviously understand the importance of institutional memory until you have it. Like when you're young and out of college or out of journalism school, you think like, well, I got the skills, I know how to write a news story, I can do this. And you can. But what you grow to appreciate over the time is the value that sort of long view brings and sort of understanding the context. And being relatively new to the Capitol, it's something that I've come to appreciate. There's so many people in the Capitol who've been there for years and who just have it wired and understand the way the place works institutionally. And you can't put a value on that. I mean, that you only get that through experience, and it's really what makes journalism good is not just the news of the day, but sort of how it fits into the broader picture. And you can't buy that. I mean, it just comes with time.
Jordan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very well deserved honor. Thank you so much.
Thanks.